Hello and welcome to this week's episode of The Shooting Show. On this week's episode we've got a real mixed bag. We've got some pigeon shooting, some stalking and a little bit of rabbit shooting as well. But first we join Geoff Garrod as he heads out to shoot some pigeons over some spring rape.
Welcome to The Shooting Show. This week we're back out on crop protection on a very badly chewed off piece of rape. I just sort of came down here last night and had a bit of a look, bit of a recce, and there's quite a lot of pigeons about. They seem to be hugging round this oak tree, and it just puts us out in the field a little bit. So it seemed, with a little bit of watching this morning, it seemed the obvious place. We've got, I'm going to be sort of like the wind is coming. As we stand here looking at the hide, it's coming from sort of like my left, straight across the front of me, down to the trees at the back there. So I've got the main pattern out the front here. We're sort of shooting in the direction of the village, but that's at least 500-600 yards away. And I've got a road to my left, 200 or 300 yards away, so we're going to try not to shoot that way. So we're going to keep the bulk of the shooting here. And we've just set up, just got some ordinary wood pigeons, and we're putting them out in like the main pattern there. We've got some behind us here, and we're just going to sit here now and just see what happens. Getting a hide out, I mean, we always hope for a bit of a wind, but it's going to be a bit of a challenge today because the wind's sort of coming at this angle, blowing straight into the hide, and as you can see here, I'm just having to put more hide poles up to try and reinforce it. So we'll just see how it goes on through the day, but I can see hide repair through the day is going to be one of the biggest things I've got to keep me busy. Get back. Drake, here, here. Good boy. Here, here, here. Come here, come here, come here. Here. That wind has changed around a bit. It's going straight in the face now. Well, the wind's actually changed now. We started off, the wind was coming across here like this at this angle, but it's swung round now, so it's dead straight in the face. So it's a good thing about where we are, is that obviously we've got more chance of seeing them as they're coming in, but not the ideal wind, but there we go. Come mate, here. Yeah, well, just the hide that we had, although I think it's in the right position, it was just becoming very uncomfortable to stand on. Something that I probably should have thought about to start with, but it was, and the pigeons, because the wind's changed a bit now, the pigeons are now coming straight up, so we're just going to change the hide a bit and shoot a bit more out the side rather than out the front here, and hopefully make life a lot more comfortable. Yeah, I got one here. Here, Richard, here, here. Well, we just had a bit, as you can probably see now, we just had a bit of a rearrangement of the hide. The wind's gone round, like from where we started off, the wind's gone right round to sort of here now, so which meant the birds were coming up behind us, and it was making it very awkward in the hide that we'd got. So we've just literally come round a quarter of the tree, so when they're facing straight down the field, and the birds are going to be coming across us like that. So we've just had a couple come in. It feels a lot more comfortable here now with the wind and the hide, so hopefully we've got it right. No, oh dear, they saw us. Oh, me banging it. Sit down, sit. Here. Come here. Hi, George. Good boy. That's a pigeon. Yeah, Richard. Yeah. That's just livened up a bit of a boring 20 minutes. You know, it's been another one of those days here where We've had a couple of rainstorms. We've got pigeons have been very very sparse, if you like, but it seems to be the general trend around here anyway. You know, we had a few shots early on. We get a few sort of like 20 minutes, half an hour, you don't see a pigeon, let alone have a shot. Then all of a sudden we get 3 or 4 pigeons will decoy in, you know, absolutely fantastic. So you're giving you hope. Spoke to me mates, you know, they've had some shooting early on in the day, but it's all gone quiet over there, which to me and to them as well, it seems like they've found somewhere else and they're heading out that way. But we're going to give it another couple of hours. We're going to go right till the last knockings, and we'll see what the whole day brings. One. Yeah, in front. No. One of them's coming in. Look, here he comes. How did that not come down? Yep. Oh, don't land. Oh, it's a blue rock. There's a pigeon behind it though. Okay. Low, look. Just come here. See him? See him? Well, that's another day finished. What can I say about today? Another hard day again. Another frustrating day. I mean, around this area at the moment, pigeons are still in rape mode. and you seem to turn up on a place, you can watch it, everything seems right, you get on there and you have a few shots and you see them going out on another flight line. But we've stuck it out today. We're right at the last knockings of the day, and you know, we've got a few today, but it's been a hard day. I've got 3 or 4 people, I've got 3 more people out on rape and other crops around the estate, and similar sort of pattern. One guy's been right in it today, he's had a good day. Other ones are just sort of like said similar sort of things, have a couple of hours of good shooting and then they sort of drift off. So, you know, very much in rape mode here, but there we go. We've been out, we've tried to help the farmer protect this crop, and by the look of it, you know, he needs all the help they can get. We'll just see what next day brings.
Staying in the southeast now, and with deer numbers on the rise, Chris Parkin has been invited to Cambridgeshire. With starting out in a high seat, it's not long before Chris and his mate Eddie have got a buck in their sights.
Hello, I'm Chris Parkin. I'm stalking today down in Cambridgeshire and Essex with Eddie Hunter. I'm using a Mauser M18 stainless in 6.5 Creedmoor. Welcome to the shooting show. Eddie, tell us a little bit about some of the land we're going to be stalking over in the next 24 hours.
Well, it's farmers' land. I've been shooting it for many years. We're going to go tonight, set up a high seat until it gets reasonably dark. When we can't see 150 yards in the high seat, we're going to have a little stalk around until it gets dark. But we'll be mainly after fallow and muntjac. And then tomorrow we are going to go to another bit of land and we'll be stalking. And it's a big bit of land, so we'll do a lot of walking.
Excellent.
And we'll be after, again, just to say fallow and hopefully get some fallow on the ground.
Right. The Mauser M18 stainless has got a 15x1 thread on the barrel. I'm using a Frere and Devick moderator, which is actually very, very quiet. I'm impressed with that. It's a fully floating barrel. There's no problem with it moving from any shooting position, giving you intermittent harmonic problems or zero shift, anything like that. The rifle's got a Picatinny rail on it, so it's easy scope mounting, single stage trigger. It's a 3-lug bolt with 60-degree lift. It's very fast in operation with strong ejection. And the other customization I've done to it is I've just put a neoprene stock pack on it to hold my spare ammunition, and I've got a rubber cheek riser underneath that. The recoil pad is actually removable, so you can take that out and put a cleaner kit in as well if you want. The scope on top is a Blaser B2 2.5 to 15x56, and that also has the capability, if you want to, of adding a ballistic turret to it, which I think I am going to do because I've been dialing a lot for some of the shots I've been using this rifle on over the last month. One thing I love about the M18 is that ammunition just clips straight into the top of the magazine. You haven't really got to feed them in singly, and you can also reload the magazine when it's in the rifle if necessary.
Up to you, mate. You pick one. I've just got the whole herd on film. Ready when you are. Reload. This is Eddie. I'm filming Chris. He's just shot a nice fallow doe. That's a strike shot, and he's using copper. Not too hard to find because she's only run about 50 or 60 yards, but plenty of blood to follow anyway.
I don't always get to hunt with every review rifle. This one I am hunting with today, and as I say, the Blaser B2 scope, it's got conventional turrets on it, or conventional dials on it. I took the cap off, which is in my pocket. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I put 8 clicks on for the shot, or maybe it was 7, I can't remember now. But I can feel those tactile there, and I've still got fully waterproof, no problem. And the point is that that scope has tracked perfectly. I calculated the data, it's not all proven data, but I had a good inclination on this gun that it was going to work just fine. So at 240 metres with 120 grain TXRG, that's the entry wound there. Just roll her over, ready, let's look at the exit. And we've got the exit wound there. So the entry wound is little finger side, the exit wound is sort of second finger sized again. This is called a dead sled, and it's like a heavy polymer sheet, just rolls out, put the deer on board, strap her down, and we can just pull her across now because the field is phenomenally muddy. We'll be going around the margins anyway, but of course it keeps the carcass a lot cleaner and in better condition. Show me the way to go home, bum bum, I'm tired.
He doesn't realise he's got a longer pull than he thinks. I also forgot to tell him he'd be dragging uphill.
Well, thank you very much to the talented Mr. Eddie Hunter, because he's got me 2 fallow deer. You could almost say he's almost a professional stalker these days. We've had quite a lot of fun this morning walking around in an awful lot of mud. It's been like walking in sticky toffee, and I think we both got back to the vehicle about 4 inches taller than we set off because we had so much on our boots. Last night it was much nicer conditions last night. Yeah. We sat in the high seat. We couldn't get a clean shot on the deer we did see because they appeared virtually through the branches of a tree into a field. It was a good backstop, a good distance, but I just couldn't get a clean bullet flight on them. So as light faded, we sort of took out the high seat. We went on, had a bit of a walk and stalk round, and I fortunately got a very pale fallow deer at about 150 metres off the sticks. This morning it was a lot easier. I got a 240 metre shot this morning, wasn't it?
Yep.
I could possibly have got another one as a backup shot, but they moved onto the crest of a field, so it wasn't a safe shot then. So we just left that, went forward, got at the first one, and we're pretty much done for the day. So Eddie, any final thoughts on that? What's your opinion as a bystander on the rifle?
The rifle was fantastic. It was quiet.
We were both quite surprised by how quiet it was. Yeah, it was quite quiet.
And also the copper performed very well. First deer dropped on the spot, and then the one this morning ran, what, 40, 50 yards?
Yeah, it ran a little bit further. I think it would be fair to say that the entry holes from the bullets on both deer at both 150 and 240 metre, similar sized deer. This morning's was maybe a little bit larger. Yep. The entry hole on both of them was pinky finger sized, and it was size of your middle finger exit hole. Both of them bled out quite well inside, didn't they?
Yeah, it was a good blood trail. I was quite surprised how much. I mean, I've used copper in Scotland and not had that reaction. So yeah.
There's no bruising or meat damage actually visible. I know we haven't actually managed to cut the chest open on the one for this morning because we forgot the bone saw, didn't we? But yes. They both look very cleanly shot, and I'm quite happy with them.
Yeah, definitely.
It's my first use of that particular bullet in England. I've used harder non-toxic bullets in Ireland before at longer distance with bigger guns on bigger deer, but I quite like it, to be quite honest, and I like the rifle too.
Finally, we're back out with Mark Ripley, and with a new air gun and a top range scope, he has got his sights set on a few rabbits. Let's see how he gets on.
Tonight I'm out on a bit of ground which is probably every airgun shooter's dream piece of ground. It's a little small holding, it's not very big, but there's an awful lot of rabbits on here. Now most of these rabbits haven't been shot for probably a couple of years, maybe more. I've shot this ground for a few years, and I've shot it purely for foxes. I just come here a couple of times a year just to control the foxes during the lambing season. But I noticed there was an awful lot of rabbits around, so I spoke to the farmer and he was quite happy for me to come up and thin them out a little bit. It's the perfect job for the air rifle. So this evening I brought with me the Daystate Delta Wolf. Now this is just a 12 foot-pound 177 little air rifle. but pre-charged. I think it's about a 12-shot magazine if I remember right. Lovely little gun, and what a little tack driver this gun is. You'll see I've got this kitted out with a day-night scope. This is the C50, Pulsar C50. So you've got a nice coloured day screen during the day, and then it reverts to black and white using an IR for night. So let's get straight out and see if we can find a few rabbits before it gets dark. Right, okay, so that rabbit was 45 metres. I just gave a little bit of hold over, bang, straight over. What a little tack driver this gun is. So that's the first one in the bag. Excellent. Right, let's go and pick that up. Okay, so one dead rabbit, just nerves just twitching a little bit there, but as you can see, that's cleanly shot through the head. So yeah, he didn't know anything about that. Right. Right, so I've got a few rabbits that are starting to come out now. There wasn't too many around to begin with. I managed to pick off one up in that next field, but other than that, I haven't seen as many as I thought would around. But however, I've got a few that are just coming out on the edge of this little field here, but they're too far away at the moment. They're about 70 yards, but I have seen one or two that have come out about 30 yards. So I'm just going to wait here for a little bit and see if one of the closer ones comes out. But once it's got properly dark, I'll have a wander around, because I think some of the other fields will be a bit more productive. Well, that was two there in nice quick succession. They were both about 30-35 metres, and yeah, I shot the first one, went straight down and was flipping about a little bit, and then another one came out of the hedge, stopped and was looking at it, so I nailed that one as well. So I had two there, and although they're still flipping around a little bit, they're both clean kills, they're both headshots, so that's quite normal for them to kick about like that. So, brilliant. Another couple down. Right, so every time I try to move in on these rabbits, they move further out into the field. So at the moment, as close as I can get to them is between 60 and 70 metres. But I've already worked out the drops with this rifle, and I know that 2.5mm dots will put me bang on at 60 metres. So I'm fairly confident if I go between 2.5 and 3, I'm about, you know, I'm about where I need to be. Now, there's a very slight breeze coming down this way. It's not an awful lot, but just a few miles an hour just coming across me. So I'll have to just aim off a little bit for that. So I've got a couple of rabbits here which are down by the hedgerow there. Now they're at 60 metres or just a little bit less, 58 to 60 metres. So I'm going to see if I can knock one of them over. There's one down. Oh, there's one just next to it as well. Perfect. Both of them went down just lovely. Just smacked them straight in the head. Just where I was aiming. I had to aim just off a little bit, probably about 4 inches, just for the wind there, and both of those straight down. Okay, I've got another one out here. He's at 62 metres. So again, just going to go over the top a little bit by 2.5 to 3mm dots. Over as well. And one just ran for a little bit, but then he went over. The rest of them have run quite a bit back across the field now. They're too far out of range. I've got one up the top here. Is 63 metres. Right, so that's the one that was 63 metres, stone dead, and as you can see, nicely shot through the head. And there's the black one. That's the one that ran a little distance, about 20 yards or so. Right. The others. This is one of the two that was down by the hedge, and again another headshot one, and the other one should be somewhere around here. That was a little dinker, little dinky one, but that just goes to show the accuracy of that rifle. Again, another headshot, and he was, as I say, he was at 60 metres as well. And there's the last one. Again, another little youngster. Well, that's a dozen rabbits down this evening, including a little black one there, which is quite unusual. We don't get too many of them down this way. I was using the Delta Wolf, as I said. That's a 177 air rifle, Pulsar C50 on there with the PBIR Mini sports match mounts. All shots taken off the Recon tripod there from Scott Country, and of course I was using the Pulsar mergers with their rangefinder to get the distances for those, because some of those were quite long shots for a sub 12 foot-pound air rifle. In fact, I think most of them were. I think the closest ones were 35 metres, and the further ones were, I think the furthest one was about 63 metres, about pushing 70 yards. So, as I say, for a sub 12 foot-pound 177 air rifle, that's pretty good going. It just goes to show how accurate that rifle is. So, knowing the holdovers there obviously is crucial, but yeah, the rifle's certainly up to it. So anyway, I hope you've enjoyed the episode, enjoyed the footage. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe.
Sadly, that's all we've got time for on this week's episode of The Shooting Show. If you've liked what you've watched, make sure you subscribe, and if you're not a member of BASC, now's the time to join. My name's Chris Castle, and this has been The Shooting Show.
If you aren't a member of BASC, it's time to join now. BASC, looking after your sport, looking after you.